Hello and welcome to the Limit of Adhesion GT3 League Season 5. It is the final round at Road America. And once again, I'm joined in the commentary booth by Random Dave. How are you this evening, Dave?
Yeah, I'm good. This is the last race before Christmas.
It is indeed, yeah. So it's a whole new season coming in 2023. And if you haven't signed up for it, do so now, because I expect a lot of people coming up into the league for this one. And yeah, so final race is all down to the wire for now as we know it. And as the Road America track is quite popular on the iRacing service, we expect people to be pretty competitive. Any favourites for tonight, do you think, Dave, on this one?
The usual. I think Greening really likes this track. Didn't he win here last time we were here in GT3?
I do recall that, yeah, indeed, yeah.
But yeah, Ollie's pretty good at it too. And Messenger.
So news just coming in from the pit stalls that Gabriel Corolla hasn't made the Club 1500 grid for tonight, so the title by default will go to Mark Innes, and even more so that Jordy Speckens won't be joining us this evening. As you can see, he's second on the leaderboard there, so by default Oliver Walker will now be crowned champion in the top split. So congratulations to both Oliver and Mark on their season wins. Absolutely excellent driving from them across the races we've had this time round. Some other drivers of note: Steve Greening, Rob Miller, Lee Harding and David Lyne all up there, along with Evan and Stephen, who we'll see tonight. So they've still got points to play for and pick up some places in the Club 1500, as we'll just see in a second. Dan Shaw is here, but I think he's got some drop weeks to take into account, so Mark Innes will be taking the title. Daniel Hammond will be there as well, so he might have something to play for. Chris White, Mark Zeff, Janeman Pruis, Eric Pusey, Steve Pepper, Stu Gerber and Gareth Winslade are all there fighting for top 10 positions. We'll see who appears today. So quite a few drivers have been going through the season. As we can see, there'll be some more down below. But if you do indeed want to join us for next season, join us in our Discord. The link will be in the description, no doubt, and just fill in your details, and you're more than welcome to join any of our leagues, as a matter of fact, whether it be for the GT3 or what will be the Lotus 79 next season in the open wheeler, as well as the ovals. So you can see the team standings. Alpha Esports Red well out in front and have claimed the title from the last race, as we know. A-Team and Black Dove Racing, as well as Risky Racer Blue, only 1 point separating them, so still to play for third spot there. So that'll be interesting to see who turns up and who's going to be on top from that one. And moving on to the Club 1500 team standings. As we see it, I think that is the Alpha Esports Red card. Yeah, it is indeed. It won't be Geordie, as he isn't joining us tonight.
Are you sure that championship standing is correct for the top split teams? Because I didn't think the A team were that far in front.
Yeah. Might need a points referee to go and verify that one. But only Dan's out in front on 359 points, with the Wizards Lifting Coach Transmutation on 232, with Sleepy Time in 207. So those look cemented as the top three in the Club 1500 split. But of course, we've got quite a few drivers looking forward to next season, and we'll talk about next season while we just have a overview. Have you got any favourites? Do you think Ollie will retain his championship next season, or do you think someone else might pip him to the challenge next season?
I think I'm backing Greening for a win of the season. He just needs to sort out his qualifying, and I think it's close. I think Ollie could definitely win next championship, but no, if I were to back somebody, it'd probably be Greening. Yeah, good shout, and it's always a dependable driver across all levels of our racing. Silly season, in fact, he's been pretty good as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And as you can see, Ollie Walker taking pole position there ahead of David Lyne by 4/10, so he really has put the power down on that one. Steve Greening in third, with Michael Messenger, his teammate, in fourth. Evan and Maxwell and Ettridge round out the top 7 in the top split. So only 7 or 8, I believe, drivers in the top split appearing today. Daniel Hammond taking pole position. Well done, Daniel. That's an excellent result for him. Matt Dyer, quite new to the league. Welcome, Matt.
Mark Zeff taking 2nd and 3rd place respectively. Dan Shaw in 11th. Damon Mitchell, quite new as well, I believe. Chris Forrester, Colin Lewis, another new driver, I believe also. So quite a few new drivers joining us just at the end of the league, and no doubt will sign up for next season. Jason Weaver making an appearance. Nice to see Jason on the track. Don Parker didn't set a time, as well as Chris White and Steve Pepper. So they just fancy the challenge from the back.
It's quite a good sized field for the last race of the season, isn't it? Because you often find at the last couple of races, lots of people, once they figure they're out of it, they don't turn up, do they? But this is fairly good. I mean, the top split is a little bit smaller, but all of the everyone apart from Rob's not in there, but everybody else that kind of is normally at that battle at the front is driving.
Yeah, hopefully should make for some good close racing. And on the subject, and we just seen Steve Pepper there, his father, who likes to watch these videos that contain, of course, Steve and his son James in the races. Gordon had a bit of health issues, and we hope you enjoy the video and are back to fighting fit in the near future. And I'm sure you'll be around to see Steve and James race next season. And I've got high hopes for both of them, especially in the GT3. So get well soon, Gordon, and we hope to see you soon. So moving on. So it's a very long procession lap, isn't it?
It's doing the full lap, isn't it? I mean, obviously, one thing I didn't mention before is that we are missing Geordie, which, I mean, that's pretty mental, isn't it? He had a shot at the championship, and he's not here, which is like mental. I mean, good for Ollie.
Yeah, I guess Geordie I believe he had some other commitments with another league, or he had been racing quite a lot recently, so he had to take the break. So a little unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes. But Ollie, nonetheless, has been a worthy champion. He showed last season also that he was a very good drive. But as you said, decent sized field. Hopefully we won't have any issues with the start this time round. I believe, was it last season we had an issue with the start at the Road American track?
Was it here, or was that Alton Park? Alton Park was the last race of the last season, wasn't it? Yeah, and Greening went incredibly slowly on the outlap. All
right, so as they're approaching the final corner, as they head up the hill on the home stretch, pace car pulls in. Barney, the flag guy's got his green flag ready. A little bit of wind, as we can see, and Ollie Walker gets us underway here at Road America. Will there be any turn 1 collisions? Let's see. Barney goes wild, and we go, and down the hill they go into the turn 1. Ollie gets a little bit of a gap from David Lyne, or that looks like it's Steve Greening making a little bit of a move on David Lyne, but didn't quite get it done. So single file they go. Maxwell's dropped down the order a little bit. Dan Shaw's made up a couple of places there. Messenger getting the slipstream on Greening and makes a move. No collisions so far, it looks like, so nice clean start. Ollie is really pulling away, over 1.2 seconds. I wonder how he's managed to do that in such a short space of time.
There was a little bit of defending from Lyne to Greening earlier on, but since then, what's that flashing about? Is that Messenger flashing Greening?
A little bit of antics going on in the final race.
Yeah, 1.2 seconds now.
Yeah, it's quite a big gap.
It's 0.6 back to Greening now.
Yeah, so still a good battle between second up to 6th. They're quite close behind as they go around the carousel and head towards what I think is Canada Corner.
Yeah, it does seem to be a popular track, this, and is it a free one? Is it a free track?
I believe it is. It's used quite heavily on rotation. I mean, every season we got, not even the GT3s, it can be some for other vehicles as well. It's used, so it does seem to be pretty popular with iRacing users.
I've just never gone with it. I don't know why. Probably just because I'm not very good at it. Just don't like things I'm not good at.
Yeah, it lacks, I guess, gravel traps on here. I mean, if you go off the track on here, it's a very long path on the grass, bar turn 1, of course, but yeah, I'm not a fan of it myself.
I don't know, none of that bothers me, and I think the corners are challenging, but it's just one of those tracks for me where I try really hard, like, you know, and I study quite hard at what it is I'm doing wrong, and then I'm still a second off. Just no matter what I do, you know.
We did actually take the NASCAR around here as part of the Oval League, which was very interesting. It's quite a very big challenge. I think Ollie Ettridge was around there and won that, as we see. I think that was David Line just blinking a little bit there. So Messenger has 60 position to Greening, as we see a replay here of Greening trying to get his nose in the inside at turn 1. Didn't quite make out.
There's a little bit of contact there where Line shut the door, but got away with it.
Yes, it seems to be a very BMW heavy race this evening.
And the Audi in there.
Yeah. So Stephen Maxwell just going in a little bit too hot. It stays out the tyres at the left hand side. He's going to have all the work to do and get through the Club 1500.
He's going to want to go for an early pit.
And yeah, that's Jason Weaver. Yeah, just losing the rear end, unfortunately. Jason's been doing pretty well in the Oval Division as well, so nice to see him on the roadside. So who is this? Colin Rose trying to make a move on Chris Forrester of the McLaren team. And I've heard that Chris Forrester won't be racing GT3s next season, but will be racing in the Lotus 79.
There's an alternative championship that's going to be run on the same time as.
That's
I think Line went in a gear too low there, basically. Did an extra down change, and then caught out Greening.
Yeah. Flashing lights and frustration. Yeah, so going to be interesting that we have two series run alongside each other and see how it affects attendance. But GT3 has always proved pretty popular, and there seems to be a demand for the Lotus also. So those that prefer the open wheeler get their opportunity to race every week.
But logically, does that mean that, you know, for the running alongside the Lotus 79, is there going to be something with a roof? Wouldn't that be the logical thing? Yeah.
Sorry, I've got the cars mixed up. So the Lotus 79 will run the alternate week of the GT3s, but there will be I think it's the USF.
Yeah. That's the one, yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Get them mixed up. All open wheels are almost the same to me, but yeah. But the USF will be quite interesting. Also, I've never tried it myself, but yeah, for those that want their open wheeler fix, I guess it's the one to go for. So Ollie Walker's absolutely steaming ahead, 3.6 seconds.
I wonder if this lot, you know, if they just settle down a bit, maybe they'll start catching him, or at least stop letting him run away.
Yeah, you'd think they'd want to work together, but perhaps they just think, well, leave them to it. And
it's really hard, isn't it? That's one of those things you think in hindsight, but actually racing it just never crosses your mind, does it?
No, you're always just thinking of what's ahead, really. Yeah, that's true. As we see Mark Zeff making a move on Dan Shaw, who's going to be... It's Dan Shaw's going to win out here in his American style livery, I must add. Looking very nice, Dan. Steve still trying to get ahead of Dave at that corner, but it doesn't seem to work out.
I mean,
compromise his run.
Line looks slow into that corner, and you know, I don't think you can go around the outside there. Really, you know, you'd have to be a lot faster.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like. I guess about Road America, the overtaking opportunities are pretty limited. I mean, you've got into obviously the hairpin down there, as we see someone going well off track, and obviously if you can slipstream into the home straight. But
that would be why Ollie got away quite a lot there. That was slight off, wasn't it?
Yeah, indeed. That's Mike Messenger picks up position there, and I think someone else gets ahead of Steve Greening. Yeah, he just tries to take the corner a little bit too quick.
Yep.
And covers it.
Cover the inside. Yeah.
That's all you can do from that position.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, a small racing incident there, but not much you can do about it. I see Chris Forrester going wide. Does he manage to hold it? He doesn't. Oh, it's into the wall. Oh, nightmare end for Chris in his last race for McLaren in the GT3s. Oh, and who's that? Is Matt Dyer. Matt Dyer losing it.
I just don't understand what happened there. That was like just the wheels turned to cheese or something. That was he wasn't on the gravel, was he? Just like he put the brakes on and spun off.
It was almost like the Audi effect we've seen at Spa, where it just kicks out. So Evan was the winner out of the last lap. He made up 2 positions.
So it looks like Line and Messenger are matching Walker's pace now. So, maybe it's settled down. Yeah. It was up to 4 seconds actually. I think it's come back down to 3.2.
Yeah. So winners in the Club 1500 look to be White and Pepper. Both made up 4 positions from the start, so doing pretty well. That's all you can do. Daniel Hammond's got a almost 2.5 second gap ahead of Dan Shaw, so that's quite comfortable for him. Ollie Ettrish just trying to hang on to the back of these guys. Yeah, they seem to have settled down a bit now. Gap's just maintained at 3.6 between them and Ollie.
I'd like to know what instant points the top couple of these 2 drivers are on here, because the line's been off a little bit. There's been a little bit of rubbing, which is probably worth a point or 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Speaking of top split, there's Stephen Maxwell making his way through the Club 1500 grid, trying to get past Steve Pepper, who is trying to battle with Chris White, I believe. Yeah. So Evan might be looking to try and get ahead of Mike Messenger, but not enough space. They're running out of track.
Yeah, it looks like Lines maybe even pulling away slightly from Messenger here, but then Messenger's being hounded a bit.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Evan will make a move into turn 1.
Yeah,
as we go back to
the delta to Walker's definitely stabilised a bit. It's a 206, 205.7, 205.7. So they've got up a few tenths.
Yeah, so not always lost. And I did think Evan was going to make a move, and he does. Brave move down the inside. Managed to get the brakes on nicely as well. So well done, Evan. Good move. He's going to have the Risky Racing boys on his tail.
So now it's Evan's turn to see if he can get past Line. They've all had a go so far.
Yeah, nice moving brick, but that's how it goes. So Stephen Maxwell got ahead of Steve Pepper. He's now got Chris White to get ahead of. Bit of light flashing going on. We've got a light show from the Risky Racing boys today. So
they like to do that, don't they?
Yeah, bit of competitive, trying to get the advantage.
I don't know why, but I just can't do it, because I just feel like it's rude.
Yeah, I mean, I get it for night races, I guess. Yeah, as we've seen, Maxwell and Pepper got ahead of Chris White there. I think we might see a replay here. So Maxwell gets ahead of Pepper. And hopefully we'll see the DSR team next season. Steve gets out of the way nice and cleanly. White gets a little bit on the grass.
That's going to cost him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit too much speed and just
is that
position.
Is that he lost a lot? That's an off track.
I think it's an off track. Yeah. And great move from Evan. Really late on the brakes.
Yeah, and he held on to it as well. It's clean. But I think,
it's difficult.
I think Messi did.
Yeah,
I would say waved him through, but he. It's almost like he was saying, "You have a go."
Yeah, so it's very close between these four, battling between second and fifth respectively. All these just dropped off the back, 1.7 seconds behind those guys. And that gap between Hamlin and Shaw is stabilised at around about 2.3 seconds. So quite spaced out in the Club 1500 for the moment. We'll see how the pit stops play out. It is a fairly long pit lane. You see White making a move on Pepper down the inside. Does he get the brakes down? He does indeed. So now Evan caught up to the back of the line. Line goes defensive down into the hairpin. And Mike Messenger, I think, being a little bit sneaky, taking the inside line as well.
Yeah, he's got that, I think.
Yeah, I think he has. There's no way he's going to get around the outside here. And they both go round. A bit of a teamwork there. Evan will be frustrated with that.
You've got Ollie Ettridge arriving on the back of this train as well.
Yeah, that's brought him into the equation. So
it's enabled Line to break free a little bit.
Yeah, so back as they were. But Line has pulled a little bit away, and let's see if he managed to get further over the course of the next lap or so.
Yeah, it's just this Line's chance, really, isn't it? Just to he's got a second on the rest, so see if he can start to catch up Ollie maybe, or just at least kind of just get away from the rest a little bit.
Yeah. Evan desperate to keep on the back of Greening. You can see he was flying into that last corner. Yeah, Line's just built a bit of a gap now. But I think Greening and Messenger was probably going to play it smart and just stick behind each other. Evan late on the brakes.
I think Greening's got the edge on Messenger for pace around here. Like do you see the practice times? He set the fastest practice time by quite a way, and I know that he did for Greening a lot of practice the day before, because I saw his laps around here just keep on popping up on the fastest laps on the Discord channel.
I see. So he does know his way around this track.
And also I think he was practicing in the right conditions as well, whereas I think Ollie and Line were practicing in the VRS conditions, which were the wrong ones.
I see. And as we just seen, that was Mark Zeff in the pit lane, and that should be an early stop. Didn't see him crash, so early stop for him. And he's back out. I think Forrester will have to take another. I'm not sure if Forrester did take a pit stop or not for the damage. I'm sure he did, but obviously he was a little bit early for the mandatory stop, or supposedly mandatory stop. Looks like Weaver and Dyer are out after their incidents.
So I imagine Greening's probably seeing Line getting away a little bit there, probably because they talk to each other over Discord, don't they, as they race? So he's probably saying, let me have a go.
Yeah, but interestingly, that gap between Walker and Line has now dropped to 3.3 seconds. It was 3.6 or so. So yeah, it's wavering at the moment.
It's possible that Ollie might be taking it little bit easy up front. Let's see the lap times: 206.1, 205.9, 205.7. Yeah, so he's got the slowest lap out of the top six. Yeah,
interesting. Now I wonder if Evan's playing the same game that the Risky Racing boys are, but he is bringing Ollie Ettridge back into this. As you see, he's under a second behind now. As Maxwell sets his fastest lap of the race. Pepper sets his, so it's 2:08 dead for Pepper.
Yeah, Maxwell with a 206.1. That's the same time that Ollie just did.
Yeah.
So the line taking a really wide entry to that corner.
Yeah,
I guess he's not defending at the moment, so.
Yeah, you can use quite a lot of track there as Greening does decide to make a move on Messenger. It's compromised Messenger. There's line through here.
That's definitely not Messenger letting him through, is it? That's a move.
No. Yeah, you don't really want to be going side by side at that corner. It's just and Evan's going to take advantage of this as well.
Yeah. And there's the Ollie.
What is going on? I'm sure he didn't get any slowdown or anything. I'm sure that was.
I think it
kind of
could just be a domino effect, right? Like you just sort of you lose out a position to one, and then you kind of like you're off lines, then you lose to the next one and the next one, and then you just end up all of a sudden P2 to P6.
Yeah.
P3, sorry, to P6.
Yeah. So Mike Messenger's got it all to do again.
So Greening. I think Greening's probably. But he's probably the fastest around here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he quite quickly gets in the back of line here. Let's see what laps he does.
Yeah.
205.7 from Walker, 205.6 from line.
Right, so they have put up the pace these front two. Yeah, line setting his fastest lap. So. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Ollie Ettridge is going to manage to hold on to Evan and Greening, because it is a legitimate battle now for position. Yeah, Ollie might be interested in getting a podium.
Yeah, I mean any of these can get a podium.
Yeah, all in for this.
So Walker 206.1. That was quite early on, wasn't it? Line's just set his best of a 205.6, Greening a 205.3.
Dan Shaw set the fastest for Club 1500, 205.6. So he's almost matching top split. And of course, Dan Shaw, Mark Innes will be both in a top split next season. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare. I think them jumping up into top split will give that a little bit more depth to the top split as well. Of course, they're both regulars. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the gap now between Walker and Line.
Yeah, because Line visibly does look quite fun. Like he's done a nice couple of laps. Look, he's really good away.
Yeah. So, and we did see Ollie just in the foreground. Yeah, it's down to under 3 seconds now, so he has actually gained
1.7 away from Greening.
Yeah, definitely. The gap between Hammond and Shaw's now went down to 1.7, so Dan Shaw is now closing. Could he be in for the win? Or Dan will be able to hold him off? Another Risky Racing light show going on. They've lost time in that corner. I don't think Ollie was too happy about that.
Everybody's second to fourth all set their best laps there.
Yeah.
A couple of them only a tenth off Ollie's best. So it's like they've just kind of thought, let's just stop battling and just do some nice laps.
Yeah, and they've caught onto Line just a little bit. So who's this? Damon Mitchell coming in, the American, new to our league. So that'll be his scheduled stop. These two really need to work together to catch back onto Evan. It's an interesting chess game to see if who can catch up to David Line at the moment.
Greening's just caught up quite a chunk there, and I can't really see how that happened, because I didn't see. Do you see Line go off? All of a sudden it's gone from 1.5 to 1 seconds.
Yeah, it looked like he slowed down. Yeah, because he's lost about half a second to Walker as well.
Yeah, so he must have. Something must have happened.
Yeah, as we see it. Interesting graphic that shows where Greening and Line have lap differences.
That's the thing. Once you're within a second or so, you start to get a bit of a toe.
Yeah. So they go through Canada corner again. Yeah, so they are reeling him in. Greening showing his credentials again, that he is probably one of the top GT3 drivers in our league.
See what laps they do.
Yeah.
Good lap from Ollie.
Yeah, it's a solid lap there. Line,
yeah,
wow.
I mean, Line did what 3 or 4 laps ago would have been quite a good lap.
Yeah.
But everybody's sort of stepped it up.
Yeah, Evan especially almost breaking the 205s, which is almost a second and a half ahead of any of the Club 1500.
Yeah, and the tyres won't be great by this point as well. So I mean, I think in these GT3s that the tyres are really best in the first 2 laps, 2 or 3 laps. So to set the best lap at this time. Yeah,
especially going around the carousel, puts a strain on them. So Chris White possibly going to catch up to the back of Ruiz. No move yet. Surely not going to make a move into the second corner. That's never a good place to go, but he might look into the bottom down at the hairpin. Yeah, the Club 1500 seemed to be well split out. I wonder if White's took his pit stop, because he was ahead of Pepper at some point. And now they seem to be. Oh, there's someone. So that Ruiz just blinks and crashed into the wall. It's a bit unfortunate. Colin gets going again. There's some way to take the position. And now back to the top split.
So Line's pulled away a 10th again from Greening.
Yeah, Evan Conception's lost a bit of time to Greening. He was 0.2, now it's 0.6. It's quite achievable to catch that back. So Messenger's dropped well off.
205.3.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't read that.
Yeah, it's a 205.3 from Line and 205.1 from Greening. So, yeah, times are tumbling, as you said. Dan Shaw just getting into the 205s as well in the Club 1500. Lonely drive for Ollie Walker, but yeah, nice helmet there, nice view. I wonder what he's thinking. He's thinking, this title's mine, I can do what I want. Look, is that a Minions helmet he's got on as well? It looks like a Minions helmet.
It's funny when you when you've already won, you don't really need to do anything. You can just relax a bit, can't you?
Yeah, I guess if you just show up, as long as you don't kind of
take out the entire field. Yeah. Look, Greening's been 7/10 now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Line's made another error.
Yeah, it might be. Steve Pepper looks to have gone into the pit lane for his stop. It's a shame Stephen Maxwell had that issue. He has shown pace at times. We've said this before. That he has had pace, but he just seems to have occasional issues that drops him out of contention. So hopefully next season he'll be right up there. He's definitely got the pace for the likes of Ettridge and Messenger, I think. Certainly on qualifying.
I mean, at some tracks, his outright pace has been like top 2, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's sort of track specific, and I don't know. I know with me anyway, like tracks that I've known for ages, just like the back of my hand. I'm just, I've got that, an extra half a second at tracks that I don't know so well. Like, like it's I always miss a little bit. So maybe he's got a sort of mixed experience at tracks, maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's grading into 204. Is that 204? I can't read the.
Yeah, it is indeed. He's just cracked the 204. It's 204.8.
So that's what's happened. Line hasn't made a mistake. Line's just set his best lap of the race, but Greening's just set a stonker of a lap.
Yeah, absolutely on fire. Yeah, it's showing really that he's one of the favourites for next season.
Line is catching up with Ollie. But,
yes.
but now he's got Greening on his tail. He's thinking, what? I was just thinking, I'm closing in on Ollie here. This is good. And all of a sudden, here's Greening.
Yeah, Evans just going to be in no man's land at the moment. Yeah, that's where he's catching time as well. It's really late on the brakes. Let's see how the brake difference is. It's very brave in the corner there. It's easy to go wide.
It's a funny corner, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, you never know what's the right line to take. You can take it slightly wide and go in, or try and be brave, take it in the insides and hope that you can just have enough cornering on the curb. But
I think Line did a pretty good job at that, so I'd be surprised if Greening could get the run on him here.
Yep, Dan Shaw going on the grass. So those two have actually battling for position. So Shaw and Hammond, both teammates, are battling for first. Yeah, Greening still latching onto the back of the line. Now, will he make a move here?
Yeah, this is where there's been a difference, isn't it? Like, Greening's really been very good into turn 1.
Yeah.
And Line's been quite poor at it.
If I would be Evan and I couldn't catch up this lap, I would probably see if the undercut on the fuel. And as we predicted, Greening trying to make a move in turn 1, didn't quite make it. That's going to actually allow Evan back in the game. Ooh, was that a nudge on the back there?
I think Line maybe was a little bit naughty there. Moved under braking a bit.
We'll no doubt get a replay, and Evan is now on the tail of Greening. Just brought him right back into it. Seem to have Stephen Maxwell stopped on the track for some reason, as White takes his pit stop.
I mean, and that's it. Like, we're just sort of watching Greening doing that stonking lap, thinking, that's just him in Line, and here's Evan. Yeah,
right in the back. He's back into it. He was 1.5 seconds up. So yeah, we're going to see a replay of this incident. Leaves just enough space. Line takes in. Ooh, a little bit late. I can see what he's trying to do, because you do get that one move and one move back rule that we use.
I think Line was a little bit late to take up that line, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit late. So we see Dan Shaw powering into first place from Dano's mistake. Yeah, Line having to cover the inside a little bit here. Doesn't seem to have compromised his run.
They've had a few bumps, haven't they, now, Greening and Line?
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to count towards incident points. Don't want to be racking up the 4Xs.
It would be good to see incident points, because oh look, Line's in.
Oh, Line's in, yeah. He's thought, I'm going to... I wonder if he's picked up any damage from the rear as well. He thought...
I don't think it was big enough.
Yeah. So actually quite a few people joining the pit lane. So Line, Messenger, Shaw, Hammond all going in. And we did see It was White and Ruiz in the previous lap. Colin Ruiz was taking his pit stop. So the two teammates in Only Dan's coming in. Stephen Maxwell coming in as well. So it does seem to be the optimal time. I wonder if we're going to see any overtakes in the pit lane. That'll be interesting. Ollie Ettridge must have taken his pit stop. I wonder if he missed that or something happened to him, because he's well down the order now. I didn't see anything happen to him, but
did he fall off?
It wouldn't be that far, because Stephen Maxwell, he surely took his pit stop early. So these two are going to duke it out until they reach the pit stops. Yeah, in fact, he has taken his pit stop early, so we'll see how that's going to work out. Yeah, 6 seconds to line. I can't remember how far back he was from the line in total, but
his line's lost out to Messenger.
Yeah, he has. So there's been
I assume something happened in the pits.
Yeah,
we'll see a replay.
Might see something. Yeah, might see that. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a good like 4 or 5 seconds. That seems to be the difference that he's lost.
It's like Lions managed to hold them all off for 32 minutes.
Yeah, he's been done in the pit lane.
And then go into the pits, come out, lose a couple of positions.
The season champion-elect Ollie Walker takes to the pit lane. Greening and Conception follow in as the pit crews get busy. Is he short of fuel? Why is that? Maybe he's...
I think he's just playing silly buggers.
He's revving the engine, isn't he? Yeah, pit stall number 1. Ollie Walker comes in. It's going to be very close between Greening and Conception here. See who's putting the least amount of fuel. I wonder if anyone's underfueled slightly and hopes to save a little bit. As David Line and Messenger come steaming down the home straight. This might be close between Conception and Messenger. Gap is closing.
I mean, normally if you pit later, you'll come out ahead. Everyone was a little bit ahead of him, so I'd expect him to. There we go. Yeah, we're second in front.
Yeah. So.
Although he was right on Greening's tail, and now he's second and a half off.
Second and a half. Yeah, so Conception lost out a little bit there, but big winner is probably Michael Messenger at the moment.
Yep. But
he's back in it.
Ettridge is 8 seconds behind line, so, and obviously he's pitted, so something's happened there.
Yeah, slower pit stop it looks like by Ettridge. Chris Forrester coming in for his mandatory stop, having taken one earlier. Dan Shaw going very wide there.
Dan Shaw doing the proper line. So he's supposed to go properly wide and open it up there.
Yeah. Ollie Ettridge hitting the wall, so not a great one for Ollie. Just stopped on the track.
I don't think he's going to be driving the Merc next season.
No, I think that'll be going into the recycle bin. It's worked out okay for these two, but for top split guys, they just don't seem to get on with it too much. Yeah, we're going to see what happened to Ollie here. On the power too early. Yeah, I'm surprised that it went round like that.
Yeah, that's never happened to me in the Beamer or the Audi, but I normally just go out wide there. Or the exit.
It's almost like he was on cold tyres there and just went, you know how the car reacts on cold tyres, but yeah, I wouldn't have expected him to change tyres. But perhaps that would explain the gap as well, but who knows. These two still battling out for the lead in the Club 1500. Dan Shaw.
So who's got the out of these two? Who's got the fastest lap at the moment?
Dan has proved pretty quick. Just hasn't had results go his way so far this season. But yeah, he'll be up there for the Club 1500 Championship next season, I'm sure. And
defending.
He opts to drive the open.
Oh.
That is not a good move. He's absolutely wrecked.
I don't know. I mean, it looked like Shaw sort of, half defended the line. It looked like he was going to defend it like right to the right, and then he realised maybe he was there, and then backed out again. So I don't think he was that. I don't think Shaw was at fault for that really.
Yeah, it's just a late one there, but yeah, unfortunate for Damo because he was leading for most of the race. That puts Mark Zeff into second and Steve Pepper into third at the moment.
So I think Messenger's gaining on Evan here. It's funny because like a little while ago, where you had Line in second, and you had Evan challenging Greening, but Evan and Line seem to have sort of lost something after that pit.
Yeah, so we've got about 8 minutes or so probably 4 or 5 laps remaining. Yeah, we're going to see this incident between the Only Dance guys. Just he's hit the grass. Yeah, it's the grass.
It's almost like he expected him to like cover the line more than he did, and sort of overcompensated.
Yeah, a bit of indecision, but Stephen Maxwell getting through the Club 1500 traffic. Actually, only a small gap between Maxwell and Etheridge, so still points to play for them. Yeah, Line's dropped off from Messenger 2.8 seconds, but he has set his fastest lap of the race now, almost dipping into the 204s.
Yeah, but Messenger also did a 205.0 as well.
Yeah. I think Evan will be getting sick of the sight of the Risky Racing livery on his tail. One moment it was Greening, and now it's Messenger.
They're having a good battle though, aren't they? You know, it's like when you have like this really long race against, and you're battling these people around you, and it's relatively clean. And even if you come last out of that group, you just feel, that was a good race because I had a good battle.
Yeah, that's why we get together. That's what the league is all about, just trying your best and keeping it clean. And that's why we're in that environment. Yeah, so definitely enjoy the atmosphere and driving conditions we have here. But Michael Messenger is going to slightly widen that apex, but
so I mean Walker's really run away with this here now. Like it was sort of 3.5 seconds in front of Line before the pits.
Yeah.
Now he's 7.2 ahead of Greening. I mean, has Greening had a bit of an off here, or is it just a dodgy pit?
I guess just a little bit of a slower lap, I guess. Yeah. See, about 5 minutes left. Can Conception and Messenger catch up to him? Line might be out of the run. He's now 3 seconds off these guys. But perhaps if they start battling again, that'll draw him in. But as it stands, he's gonna be in 5th position.
See the lap times again, 2:05.0 for Walker.
Yeah. So
what's Greening going to do? 2:05.0 for Greening, 2:05.2, 2:04.9 for Messenger, 2:04.9 for Line.
So you'd think Line was dropping back, but it's just the fact that Messenger's, and this is going to hold him up going into the turn 1. Is Evan going to have the pushes Messenger wide, but is Messenger going to have the speed going round? Does Evan opts to stick behind.
Get back in his
toe. Wise idea, yeah. That's cost him almost a second. That battling. Yeah, Evan have to put the anchors down. He might have the pace on Messenger here. But the BMW seems to be more stable going around this section of the track. It might be slower, but you can push it more to its limits.
Yeah, I think this enabled Line to catch up about 8 tenths or so, but there's not too many laps left now.
Yeah. So Walker well out in front. In the Club 1500, Shaw's got a good 13-14 second gap ahead of Mark Zeff, and who's ahead of...
Evan was off there.
Yeah, he's dust kicking up. Steve Pepper in third position, so that's looking at a solid result for Steve if he can keep Mitchell off his back.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Evan looks within reach of line here.
It does. 1.2 seconds between line and Conception, and of course
3 or 4 minutes left.
Yeah. Still all to play for. A couple of laps. Oh, Ollie Walker setting a 2:48.26 fastest lap, as the fuel tank will be running on empty almost. Yeah, not a good lap from Evan there.
Not great laps from anyone really, apart from Ollie.
Yeah. Might be that tyre wear might come into these last couple of laps if they're pushing hard around the long turn 10 and 11. Oh, and who's that off? Colin Ruiz off in 6th position at the moment. He's back on track, keeps in one piece, which is the main thing. Yeah, Evan desperate to get onto the back and get under that second gap. Pepper's in the pit lane. What's happened here? Is he? I think he might have underfueled the car, possibly. I wouldn't see any other reason. It looks like he's in one piece. So we see this. Yeah, Colin Ruiz just getting his back wheels on the grass. That spins him round.
He was only just on the grass, wasn't he? Just
ever
so slightly.
Yeah, that's what you have to be really careful of at this track. It can be a bit of a trap.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks you definitely find you kind of push the edges a bit on your qualifying lap, and then you just say to yourself, right, in the race, just 30 centimetres away from where I was just doing it just now.
Yeah, and you think, I've been doing pretty well so far, and you push it, and then of course that happens. Yeah, Pepper is on the back of Ruiz, so this is for position. Is he going to make it? He decides against it. He might have to run going down into the turns 5 and 6. So see if Steve Pepper can get this position. Really unfortunate for Steve. He's going for the lunge. Wow, he's going really deep. Yeah. He's going to lose out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I couldn't work out what's happening there.
Yeah,
I thought he was either letting him, I thought, is he letting him through? It's like, no, he's just going very deep.
Yeah, it's very brave. But yeah, Ruiz, Pepper, and I think that was Chris Forrester just in the back there. So Chris Forrester's managed to pull himself back into contention for what could be a top 5. As I think it's either, it must be the penultimate lap as Ollie Walker goes round. Loving that helmet. He should be made to wear it all season next season.
He's at a lovely Sunday drive, isn't he?
Yeah, looks very happy, doesn't he? Yeah, 7.6 seconds the gap between him and Greening, so that's a nice day's work for him.
Yeah, he can just cruise now, really. Let's see what lap he does to see if he's backing off a bit.
Yeah, so Steve Pepper gets ahead of Colin Ruiz. A nice little battle forming between these two. Colin Ruiz just dropping back a little bit. Yeah, this might be the move here. Steve Pepper, another late lunge on the inside, makes it up. Great move, well done, Steve. Yeah, Steve might be in contention for the title next season. He's definitely been the most improved, I think, in my opinion, of the Club 1500. So, eyes to watch on him as we reach 2023.
To see it, so we are on the last lap.
So it must be the white flag lap, yeah. So it is indeed. Ollie Walker takes the win, and indeed the title. Well done, Ollie. Great drive and a great season. And where's Barney's flag? He hasn't even got his flag this time. He's given up. Steve Greening, Pip's messenger to second and third respectively. So it is a double podium for the Risky Racing boys. Conception takes fourth, Line in fifth. So they'll be happy with that. And here we see Dan Shaw takes his win in Club 1500. Well done, Dan.
What happened to Greening in the last few corners? Because he was a few seconds ahead of Messenger, 7 seconds behind Walker, and if you look at it there, he finished very close. Was it like formation finish with Messenger?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So nice way to sign off the season for Dan Shaw as he goes into the top split next season. And Mark Zeff takes second place. Well done, Mark. That was a good drive from him. Setting his fastest lap as well. Damon Mitchell kept quiet all race, but takes a podium nonetheless. So well done, Damon. Hope to see you next season as well. Forrester's jumped up to fifth. So something must have happened between Pepper's listed as out. Chris White blinking away in fourth position. We'll see him next season. Champion-elect and all the other cars doing donuts as is customary at the end of the season.
Not great donuts, are they?
No, need more practice on that one, I think. Can do that in the off-season.
Just more like flinging the arses around.
Yeah, so that was Road America. I wonder if we'll see Road America next season as well.
It was a good race, that. Obviously Ollie kind of checked out a bit at the front, but it was a good battle from second to fifth, sixth at times.
Oh, that was cheeky from Steve Greening, just getting his nose ahead of Greening at the end. Wow. Great effort. Of course, enjoy having those guys racing. So, Ollie Walker takes the win here at Road America ahead of Steve Greening, Michael Messenger, Evan Conception and David Line round out the top 5 ahead of Stephen Maxwell, Ollie Ettridge. Don Parker didn't even set a lap, I guess, at the end there. So that rounds out the top split. In the Club 1500, Dan Shaw takes the win ahead of Mark Zev, Damon Mitchell, Chris White, Chris Forrester, Colin Ruiz, Steve Pepper, Dano Hammond. It was really unfortunate for him. Matt Dyer had a crash and Jason Weaver had an issue as well, which unfortunately didn't finish the race from those 18 cars on track. Looking forward to seeing some of those next season. And we move into the points, I believe, as we see the Minion driving the Alpha Esports Red. Ollie Walker on 284 points ahead of Geordie Speckins on 262. Steve Greening takes third and 205, so that's the podium position for those guys. Well done, guys. Evan takes fourth ahead of David Lyon, Rob Miller, Lee Harding, Mike Messenger, Stephen Maxwell, who's been perennial this season, takes ninth. Philip Forster, who we haven't seen for quite a while, takes out the top 10. Yeah, some names down there, likes of Ollie Ettridge, Graham Bardsley, Rick Barrow, Gavin Kelly, yeah, and even Gerber, Turo Milan we haven't seen too much of this season as well. So
it's because he was putting all of his effort into the F3, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But can't be having that. That's cheating. No. Cheating.
Yeah, so just turn up on a practice session, that's it. Andrews we haven't seen it much of course, was a former champion. Maybe he'll make an appearance as well at some point. And on to the Club 1500, Dan Shaw, 267 points, Mark Innes, 207 points. I guess this hasn't taken into consideration the drop points, I want to say, but I might be mistaken. Gabriel Corollo on 190, of course, by default gave the title away. Daniel Hammond on 153, Mark Zeff on 149, Chris White on 140, Steve Pepper on 106, Pips Janeman Pruis to 7th, Eric Pusey, Chris Forrest round out the top 10, and we've got a whole host of names there who we've seen over the course of the season. Hopefully we'll have some of them back as well. Stephen Koenig, the pick of them, Juan Escamilla as well, and Sean Clark. Hopefully Sean will make an appearance. I think he has made some improvements over the course of the season as well, so we'll see him pick up some points. A lot of those names have been involved in the upcoming silly season, I believe. So the championship standings: Alpha Esports Red champions elect with 450 points, Risky Racing Blue pipping the A team and Black Dog Racing on that showing.
The championship standings were wrong the first time we saw them, because the A team were on 248 on the first time we saw this, and they haven't increased at all. But Line definitely got 5th. So I think there was a little bit of a mistake there. I think that it was showing the A team's final championship standing.
Yeah, final and best.
Yeah.
Only Dan's getting 401 points, and as we said, those top two had kind of cemented their positions. DSR pipping CB Time to 3rd position, so well done to DSR in the championship standings. Hopefully see those guys back next season as a team. I believe next season we might have some endurance races added to the calendar, which will make for an interesting showing, not only for the racing but also for the commentary. It'll be quite a marathon.
We're gonna have to do some preparation, aren't we? Like I don't know, write some poems. Can you write poems? Are you any good at poems?
I'll need to do that. I'll need to get my poem book.
Don't have to be poems. It could be like more kind of, just creative writing.
Yeah, we could do some riddles as well.
Yeah,
expand it out.
Don't know. I'm no good at riddles.
Yeah, so provisionally, I believe we start the season at Spa, which, and I think, excuse my Norwegian, but I think it's Rudesken. The new track on the iRacing service, or quite recent new track, might be included on the calendar as well. So that's going to be interesting, taking GT3s around there. Some of the schedule is still to be confirmed.
Pretty narrow track, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's see how that plays out with trying to get through traffic. Yeah, I've enjoyed the season. Any other drivers you think who deserve merit? Of course, Ollie Walker's had a great season. Any others you think that should have a shout out?
Well, I mean, obviously Geordie is the one. Obviously he wasn't in this race, but he dominated, I think, a couple of the races early on. So yeah, I mean, I would think if he turns up the next one, he should be in the running.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I expect it to be hotly contested next season, and not only by the Alpha Esports guys. We've got the Risky Racing A team as well. Yeah, definitely going to be very competitive, and interesting to see how each driver might have a stronger track than the others as well, especially with some tracks that we haven't actually raced the GT3s around so far. Of course, some people might be putting in more practice than others, as we've already commented. But yeah, so that rounds out our season here at the Limit of Adhesion. Find us in our Discord and join all our social links. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more racing, and join us for next season. We look forward to that in both splits, so welcome aboard, either if you're a super fast alien who wants to challenge for our top split, or whether you're just a rookie who's starting out on the iRacing service. Join a Club 1500. We've got all levels, abilities, and cars, as it seems like. I wonder if anyone will join in with the Merc next season as well.
Nope.
Mystic Megs had their guess on that one. So that rounds out everything on this season. I'd like to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next season. Thanks very much, Dave. Do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, good night, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas from all of the LOA. Good night.
Good night.